And we are here talking about some of the different, I guess we should talk about some of the projects because it's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about projects, but I do like this idea that it's a crud-free Sunday up there. This, no, the snow looks really nice. I think it'll be right when WSK ends. What you go till 9:30 or so?
Yeah, you know, so sometimes.
I think we should all go up together.
Whenever he tells me to stop.
Okay, good deal. So I think we should all go up together. It's warming up nicely, I can tell. So several items on. We were just talking about the town meeting and coming up Wednesday, March 12th, and the things on the warrant. So if you'd like, we can go one by one through the big ones.
Why not?
Okay, the new exciting things on the warrant. And so you've probably heard, anyone who's been tuned in a bit, whether it's SKI or just around town, has probably heard about the Sugarloaf Short Course, which is a 9-hole proposal to create a new 9-hole a walkable golf course that's open to play for all ages and ability levels, adjacent to the existing 18-hole course, and so sort of off West Mountain Road, down towards, as you come up the access road, it would be on your right, and then you turn onto West Mountain Road, and it would also continue on your right all the way to where the current driving range is. And so that's an exciting new proposal that really would be, if we do it, will be a world-class amazing, probably the coolest 9-hole course in the country, no question. So the way that we did the 18-hole course was Sugarloaf donated the land to the town that Sugarloaf owned, and then the town took out a tax-exempt bond to help build the course that then we've contracted with Sugarloaf to manage over the years. And so that seemed to be a great sort of win-win success, and so as many people know, I've just been in this role for 8 months, and so before I came here the last few years, there's been a lot of energy and effort put into developing this course proposal, and so that is Article,
And does that include, also include the retention pond?
Right.
That is part of that too?
So the town side of this is sort of a matching thing. In concept. So again, the Sugarloaf would gift 37 acres of land to the town, which would become a permanent town-owned asset for time immemorial, and then would take out a bond. $6 million is the estimated cost plus interest to develop the course, and that is so the town side is developing the course. Sugarloaf is investing a comparable amount in a pond irrigation snowmaking system that would really help the on-mountain snowmaking, and so that is sort of built into the course. It's already permitted by the state and by the town planning board. So they're investing in the snowmaking side of it, which would also keep some water available for potable water for West Mountain. As people may or may not know, we get that water out of the river primarily. There are some wells, but a lot of it comes from the pristine Carrabassett River, which fluctuates in how much it flows. So there's an interest in creating a pond to help reduce that fluctuation, so you have a reliable amount of water to use for, like I said, potable water for West Mountain, water for snowmaking, water for the course, and then also for the fire trucks. That would be a new for all the West Mountain residential units that are going up there. The fire chief is excited to see that as a new sort of a steady or reliable source of water for them, and hopefully they don't need it. But there was actually, first time in 5 years or so, there was a fire on West Mountain.
There was.
A month or so ago, and they it was a multi-unit. The lower unit, unfortunately, got the brunt of the damage where the fire started, but I think the fire department was able to get there in time, thanks to a neighbor calling right in the nick of time to save the upstairs units, and so that's a success story. And the fire department does a lot of rescues here, but you hope that they never have fires to respond to, and that's something. It was just a reminder that kind of thing can happen.
Courtney sent me a clip of it. He had it on security camera.
What was it? Yeah, the security camera. The person away was watching their Ring camera, I think, and they called it in and said, "Hey, I think I'm watching a fire develop across the street from me." And thank goodness I don't know who that person is, but a huge.
Thank you.
We should probably honor them. The town might want to thank them for saving that whole complex. Yeah. So. So anyway, so there's a variety of things that the water pond will be helpful for. The golf course would be helpful for attracting people outside the ski season. So spring, summer, fall. We've got biking, we've got golf, we've got hiking, you know, a plethora of things. And this would be, I don't know about you, but that 18-hole course is I find pretty challenging as a sort of amateur golfer. So this would be a more playable version. And I think, you know, I think the question for the town is really, are we okay with, can we afford it? Are we okay with stomaching the cost of it? Because otherwise, if it was, otherwise it's a no-brainer. I think a lot of people are supportive. Sugarloaf's also investing without town, any sort of town match in the lift service downhill biking that will be, that'll be attract some more people here. And I guess I'm now just imagining Josh in my head would be saying, no, the town's match is of course the rest of the amazing mountain bike trail network that the town works on. So, but Sugarloaf is matching that, and so I think if you know the bike course will start this summer, it'll do wonders for summer business. If we do the golf course, it'll similarly complement that, and so. You know, looking at some exciting come 2027, 2028, fairly busy summer activity here. Perhaps
we can just pause there, and then if someone does have a question, remember this is not watching when you will win nothing except for knowledge. 237-6895. We'll take your call live. We just want to know, maybe if you're a resident, perhaps, or don't have to, but you can tell us if you'd like, or non-resident, and you don't have to give us your name. You can remain anonymous, but if you do have a question about this particular project, 237-6895 is the number. We'll open up the phone lines, and we'll continue with some of these other projects. We'll read through them, but if you do have a question, you can call in at any time.
Yeah, there might be a little delay, so they might...
There could be a delay depending on what format you're watching, because now we've expanded in a few different streaming media, so they don't always hit your TV at the same time. So that might be fun. But apparently you've done a great job so far explaining that project. So we'll kind of move forward to the next one, and then if someone has a question, they can call in, and then we'll address it as it comes in.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully I've been clear enough. So
I think you have.
If you're...
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
So. I'm not a taxpayer. As I tell you many times, I wish I was here, but I'm not. I pay in other towns. But will this affect taxes?
Yes, this is the item. So the proposed budget, let me, aside from the golf course, right now the mill rate is 4.3, which means if your house is $100,000 or your property is worth $100,000, you're paying $430 a year in taxes. If your property is worth $1 million, you're paying $4,300 in taxes. And so the proposed budget that's been approved by the budget committee that I developed with town staff, input on things that the town needs, is proposed to bring the mill rate up to an estimated, it's hard to really predict with certainty what the revenues will be in the coming year, but we're looking at about 4.6. So it's going up, 0.3 mils. So you're, again, if your property was $100,000, the mill rate would go up from, or your tax would go up from $430 to $460, thereabouts, maybe $462.
And that mill rate compared to the rest of the state, how does that compare?
It's the lowest in the state for an organized municipality. My understanding, I don't think there's anyone else that's lower than this town, unless it's in sort of a, there might be a plantation or two out there, but for the organized towns that run with a select board like we do, you can't beat this town's taxes. Condo owners, of course, know the association fees are significant, and so that's a thing that the select board and I are mindful of. Is if you live in the valley, you might only be paying taxes and utilities. If you live on the mountain, you're paying taxes, utilities, and something. We were in Snowbrook for 20 years, and I remember the HOAs try to keep those fees down, but that's something else to shoulder. So that's part of the reason that we try really hard to keep the tax rate down in this town.
Wow.
So
it's been down for a very long time. I mean, I guess that's something to be celebrated.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But I mean, this is a big project. Yeah. So
is,
people have the opportunity to vote on this, and again, if you have a question, now would be.